Hey everyone, welcome to another video coverage of the public test realm uploads. Today we're going to be covering the 20th of December. Today is Thursday the 20th. I'm going to be covering the changes that got uploaded today. A few changes from the video I posted yesterday and some interesting stuff that's going on here. Not as much, but definitely some nice cosmetic things and a few changes that make it a little less painful to swallow on the new changes here. So first off, we'll start off with the stat location here. And you can see it's a much cleaner, smaller, reduced area. It also has icons. You can see these have icons. A little bit easier to locate the stats you want. They're also separated in a little bit cleaner way. So it's definitely something that's visually, aesthetically more pleasing. Something that's not so hard to follow or look at. And it's a little bit nicer. And also you can see over here, items are now denoted by a recommended thumbs up. If you're one of the 6 items on your recommended list or stats that are recommended for you, they'll have this little thumbs up here. I can go over the special items recommended. You can see all these have these little thumbs up saying this is a approved item for your character, whatever one you're playing. You see a lot of these items are recommended on this list. They also recommend stats, and I'm playing Hell right now. Health, movement, power, focus, cooldown percentage, mana, power, all good things for Hell to have. Definitely more controllable for subjective use, but in general it's kind of nice that these recommended things are here. Also they are adding a the few changes here. If the focus used to be plus 20 for 400 gold, it is now plus 20 for 400 gold, so it's a lot easier to buy focus if the stat system does get implemented. They also made it so movement speed is not percentage anymore, which I really like. That could have gotten abused in so many dirty ways. So it used to be a 10% increase in movement, so clearly you could have gone over here and said, hey, I'm gonna buy boots first, and then I'm gonna come over here and buy percentage movement speed, which would be a larger percentage, a larger value than it would have been before, because it's a percentage of your new movement speed. So I'm glad it's a static 10 now instead of percentage. That used to be I believe 300 gold or so. It's now down to 180 gold as far as price, which is really cool, and that avoids a problem that could have sprung up pretty quickly there. They're also making it so that ability items, you come over here, these all no longer have passives. If you look at any of these ability items, none of them have passives, which is pretty huge. They introduced passives to ability items, I think, about a month ago. It rocked a lot of item choices, item builds. Everything changed a lot because of the implementation of passives for ability items. That is now removed. And also, I need to add this on every one of these videos. I probably should have said this in the beginning. None of these changes are guaranteed. This is a beta for the beta. So none of these changes are guaranteed to go live, and it's possible that none of them will. So things are changing every day. This is the 4th PTS patch they've put out, and every time they do a new one, a lot of changes. So don't expect this to go live. But as it stands right now on the PTS, the public test server, there are no passives for ability items. And also, if you look at the price, they are reduced down to 100 gold. So I can just go ahead and grab this. This fills up my slot. I'll get another one at level 10. And it's very cheap, but I don't get the passive bonuses, which is pretty cool. It's something that kind of balances out as well. If you go to the special items over here, these now have a single stat on them. And I was doing some theory crafting. I was going to post a video until these patch notes came out. I'm doing this in the middle of the night. And I was going to post a video, and I noticed that patch notes came out for the PTS for the 20th, and some of these changes here. If you look at the Obsidian chart originally, it has 70 magic power. However, you buy magic power in pieces of 20, so we kind of had to do an odd number there. So now there's a single stat on these items, and you can see that the price got adjusted. I think the Pythagorean piece was originally 800 gold, so now it includes 200 mana, which now bumps it up to 1200 gold. So these are all items that include a stat, but also have their price increased. That's another big change that they put in here. They also added a new item, which is called, if you thought the Staff of Mana was gone, you were wrong. It comes back, the icon anyway. This is a new item called the Ethereal Staff. This will give you 200 health, and also you'll gain magic power equal to 1.5% of your maximum health. So it's kind of like a magic brawler type. I'm assuming this could work really well on a brawler type Freya or something like that. Anyone who's not necessarily a squishy glass cannon type and can really stand in there, probably like a Ra or maybe an Anubis with a tanky type style. So that's the new item they just added. They also made it so the special items are reduced in requirement level. As you can see, you can now buy one. In my first video, my video yesterday, if you check that out really quickly, you'll see that this was locked. You couldn't get a special item at level 1. You now can. You can see I'm level 1. But I can now put a special item in here, and the level requirements are reduced. It used to be the last one was 20. Now it's 16, 13, 11, 7, and 5, and obviously level 1. So you can get special items a lot quicker now, which means that you wouldn't have to put stat points into the movement. You can actually buy a boots if you so desired, and there's going to be a lot of theory crafting and involvement as far as that goes. If this goes live, there's going to be a big change, and a lot of it's going to take the whole community to try and put together item builds and more efficient uses of all these changed things. A few other things too. They made Hell. Actually, I don't know if this was introduced. I was actually out of town for the first 2 patches. I don't know if it was introduced before, but you can see that Hell actually has a cleaner disc here. This is actually white instead of like a poo green, like a booger green. It's actually really clean white. And now her hair does change again. Originally, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, they made it so her hair didn't. But other than that, that's it. She also gets her ultimate level 1 instead of level 5. But that's what I was talking about. They actually made it so her passive now has reduced. It used to be, since now she gets a level 1, there was a stronger gain for our mana regen and magical power that has been reduced, and they also reduced the scaling of focus from her heal. So now Hell's heal isn't as great as it used to be, and it actually, because of today on the PTS, they reduced the scaling from focus on that as well. Cupid has also had a few changes to him. He's his heart bomb is back to doing physical damage, and it also does scaling from physical along with his ultimate. His ultimate also does physical damage yet again. That's going back to doing that, and also will scale off of physical as well. However, the rest of Cupid's abilities will scale off of focus. So his heal, his dash, his passive for stacking, stuff like that, and then the mesmerized duration for his ultimate. So he's half physical and the rest of it's focus, as really intended. And that's about it for today's update on the 20th. Again, guys, don't forget to try out the PTS. I'll probably make a PTS tutorial video on how to get the PTS set up. I had a few questions on people asking me how exactly do you get the PTS set up and how to use it and all that kind of stuff. So that's about it. Don't forget to try it out, put in your feedback, and definitely don't judge it. Don't knock it until you try it. These are pretty huge changes, so it's hard to go on just gut as far as these. You kind of have to try it out and be a little bit more practical involved in that. There's a few things that are UI based, but nothing huge. Pretty much covered everything in the patch today. As always, my name is Drybear. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate your rates, your views, your comments, and subscriptions, and I really look forward to seeing you in my next video.